Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is JJ and I run a crochet amigurumi business called JJ Crochets. So in this week's video I'm just going to be doing like a general catch up and tying up loose ends because I have been slacking a little bit recently. I've been in a little bit of a rut, like just personally, like there's nothing wrong in my personal life or anything like that, but sometimes I just get in a little bit of a rut, and because of that I've been taking things really slowly. I've not been doing as much as I usually would in my business and just in general, but I do know that if I carry on like this then my business will start to suffer. So I'm gonna practice some discipline and I'm gonna try and climb myself out of this slump that I'm in and get on with all the things that I've got to do, tie up some loose ends and just catch up because I'm a little bit behind. Hopefully with a bit more of like a clean slate it will help me feel a little bit more motivated to get on and do stuff. So if you've watched my previous videos or if you follow me on other social media, you would know that I was supposed to have the Northampton Balloon Festival this weekend. However, I am no longer doing that event. To be fair, it's for the best that I'm not doing it because I don't have any stock. If you watch my previous video, which if you haven't I would recommend it, it's about me getting ready for and attending the Ashfield show, which went really well for us. It went a lot better than I expected. It was the first event I'd ever done like that. I'd never done like a festival type event and I was a little bit worried because trading and the market side of the event was obviously not the main purpose of it. It was a big festival with like a big stage, it had the fun fair, it had different activities for children to do, so I was a little bit worried that not many people would want to buy, but I did do very well in that. All of the breakdown for that is in the last video, so do go and watch that. But because of that I have barely any stock left. I do have some bigger items, but in terms of the small items, the items that do really well for me, I have barely anything. So instead of stressing myself out and trying to get sorted for this weekend, luckily I am no longer doing that event, so it just means that I've got a bit of extra time to prepare for my next event, which is actually the Devonshire Greens Festival. That is next weekend. It is currently Thursday the 15th of August, so I've got just over a week until that event, and I have been making a few items here and there this week, but not as much as usual. But like I've said, I've just been taking it slow and trying not to beat myself up over the fact that I've been in a little bit of a rut. But now that I've had a few days of taking it slow, I know that I need to just catch up, clean up, give myself a clean slate, tie up any loose ends. I need to actually make a few notes for the last video. The last video as I'm filming this isn't actually finished. I haven't done the breakdown at the end of the video about the Ashfield show, so I need to make a few notes about how that went and stuff so that eventually I can record that. I need to purchase some more public liability insurance because mine runs out at the end of this month on the 30th of August. I'm thinking rather than just renewing my insurance, I'm actually thinking of going with a different company just to give myself a little bit more cover, especially because I'm stocking my items in shops now. I just want that extra bit of cover just in case, because I have a lot of stock at one given time. Like yes, they're all in different locations, but in general I have a lot of stock at one time. This studio office space is not how it usually is. I am quite a tidy person, everything has its place, and currently things are not in its place. I'm looking at yarn in front of me that's for a video. I've already filmed one video, but I'm making a few videos out of this particular yarn. Got some yellow and orange here because I was going to make some ducks and didn't make them. There's a box here which I don't think you can see in shop, but you might be able to. That's got my yarn bag in, that's got a whole lot of yarn in, it's got some stuff in it, and it's got some axolotls in it that I made yesterday. And yeah, I just need things going in the right place. I just need a clean, tidy space so that I can find a little bit more motivation to do stuff and get on so that my business doesn't start to suffer. So yeah, as it is a weekday and it is currently 5 to 2, that does mean that it's nap time in my house, so I don't want to speak for too long because I like to be careful. I don't want to wake the kids up. I'm going to bring you along with the things that I'm going to do today, but for now there won't be much talking in it. these in, but I'm going to take these ones out because they're 16mm eyes, and if you watched either it was my last vlog or the one before that, I was explaining how the eyes for the 16mm ones are just a little bit different from tactile craft supplies. So these are what they normally look like. They're like, is it gonna focus? They're like domed, whereas this one, as you can see, it's just a different shape, and they're so difficult to get in. I ordered some from Amazing Crafts and I've used them, I've tested them, and they work really well, much better than these. They're so much easier to get in, and the weight testing, I've found that they're absolutely fine. So I'm going to take these out, and I don't know what I'm going to do with them. So it has been a couple of days now. It is now Sunday and I haven't got all that much done. I have only done 2 axolotls and I'm just finishing off my duckies in frog hats. I just need to put the little beaks on them. But yeah, apart from that, I haven't done much. If I'm honest, I think I am just a little bit run down, like in general, like not just in the business, but in general, just a little bit run down, and it's making the business suffer. I am a bit behind, but part of that is because I took on a lot this month. Just last month in July, I stocked my items in 3 new shops, and then this month I've taken on a lot of markets as well, and they've been quite big events. So I have one coming up next weekend, which is the Devonshire Greens Festival, and then the weekend after I've got one at Rufford Abbey. But then luckily I've got all of September off, so I have one market on the 1st of September at Rufford Abbey, and then all that month off. I don't have another market until the 6th of October, which again will be at Rufford Abbey. But yeah, just at the moment I've got a huge to-do list, and you know when you've just got so much to do that you don't know where to start, and then you end up just doing nothing. That's the trap that I keep falling into at the minute. So I've got the 2 markets and I really desperately need to restock the shops that all my items are in. My items are in 4 different shops and I need to restock all of them. So, but because they're quite far away from me, like the closest one to me is Sheffield, and that's about an hour away. The furthest one away is Huddersfield, which is about an hour and a half away from me. So to restock them takes a lot. I was hoping to restock them all on one day, just take a day to go out and do a round trip of all the shops. However, my next availability would be next Sunday. On Sundays the Huddersfield shop is not open, so I can't really do that. My thoughts at the moment is to obviously do the event on Saturday, and then on the Sunday I will go and restock Sheffield and Elsecar Heritage Centre. Then I'm going to need to try find a different time to restock Huddersfield and Wakefield. But right now Sheffield and Elsecar are like the main priority. They have barely anything in them. I actually think that just yesterday I got a message to say I only have 11 items left in the Elsecar Heritage Centre one, so that's not great. But ideally I do need to restock them before the end of the month, just because sales wise, obviously when people get paid at the end of the month they usually go out and spend a lot of money. A lot of the sales that I get in the shops come in the last week of it, so I need to make sure that I've got some stock at the shops because I've basically got nothing there. So at the moment I'm obviously not making that many sales in the shops because I just don't have the stock there. On the other hand, I also really need to start catching up with my short form content. I had some time off when I went on holiday, and then it took me quite a while to get back into posting short form content like the reels and stuff. Previously, like at the start of the year, I was really on the ball with it. I'd schedule like 2 weeks worth of posts at a time and still have videos left over. So it's nothing like that now. At the moment I posted a video today, and then I do have one other video edited. I don't think I have any unedited content either. I might have one actually on how many things I could make out of one skein of yarn, so I could edit that, but I actually need to physically make the content. I actually need to film content. so I'm suffering in that aspect as well. So basically I've just got so much to catch up on. I'm very excited for the few weeks break that I get in September, but like I said, in terms of restocking the shops, ideally I need to restock them before that time and have 2 markets between now and the start of September as well. So it's a lot of stock to make because I've barely got any stock, to be fair. The stock that I have at home, I have about £800 worth of stock at home because the last event did go really well for me, and the few events before that also went really well for me as well. I've just not got much stock at all. I say 800, it sounds like a lot, but that's including the 2 large octopi that I have, the jumbo ones, which is £300 worth of stock on its own. In terms of things that have a much higher chance of selling, because it's not that likely that the big octopi are going to sell, I've only got £500 worth of the stuff that I expect to have a chance of selling. So I definitely need to be making a lot more stuff between now and Saturday, and then whatever is left over from that market I need to go and take to Sheffield and Elsecar. Then I need to make sure that I'm working really hard to have enough for the following Sunday when I go to Rufford Abbey. When I go to the shops, I'm just not going to be able to fully restock them. I'll just have to make sure I've got some basic stuff on the shelves, the stuff that usually sell quite often, like frogs, turtles, axolotls, and then a few larger items, because some of my larger items have been selling at the shops. I really need to like sit down, make a detailed to-do list of in general what I have to do, and then a detailed to-do list of the items that I need to make, because I usually have lists like that and I don't currently have any list at the moment to go by. It is currently 3:30 on Sunday. I've been doing mostly like family household chores type things today, so I haven't got much done apart from those duckies in frog hats. So I really need to get making something. I really need to make some short form content as well. I'm hoping by the end of the day I would have made at least a jumbo elephant and probably one of the duckies, not the duckies in the frog hats, the little ones. The pattern is by Stitching with Abby. I sell them for £20 and they sell quite well. I sold one at my last event on the very first day, and I've sold out on I think all of them that are in the shop, so I don't think any of the shops have the duckies anymore, and I've always got a ducky at every single shop because I know they're one of the more popular like mid-range items. So yeah, I should definitely make some of those. In fact, I should make sure I've got enough for every single shop and the markets, but for now I'm just gonna have to make 1 or 2 and then maybe see from there what I'm gonna do. But I really don't know, to be fair. I just need a bit of time to think about it and get it written down so that I don't forget, I don't lose track of what I'm doing, and then really just get my head in the game and get on with it. So I had a break for much longer than expected, but it is now 6:30 and I'm working for the evening now. I am going to make a jumbo elephant and film it as well, but at the moment I'm just tidying up from the last video that I did. I did say this a bit earlier in the video, but I have been finding it very hard to find the motivation to work, but I'm just going to get my head in the game and work for the rest of the evening now. I've got a couple of hours until I will stop. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a jumbo elephant and I'm going to record that as well for short form content. I'm actually now a little bit worried. I thought I had 2 of this colour, but it turns out I've only got 1. So just before I start, I'm going to check online that they've got this one in the same dye lot in case I have to buy another skein of this. But I did really want to do a jumbo item, so I'm really hoping that I've got enough of this. If not, then I will probably get on with some small tank turtles and axolotls instead. I've been trying really hard to find the motivation to work, and I think at the moment I just need to get on with it and just remember what I'm doing this whole business for. I'm doing this whole business because I want to build it up and be able to work from home around my children, which I do currently do. And obviously I have to remember that at the moment I don't have to have that much pressure on myself to make a lot of money, but my children are still both under the age of 2, so it's not like typically you're expected to work. I literally have a 3-month-old, so having a 3-month-old, you're not typically expected to work and be earning that much money, and I'm still managing to earn enough money from this business at the moment, providing that I carry on. But I think the biggest thing is that at the moment I make most of my money from selling physical items, and long term I don't think that's sustainable, because crocheting your whole life is not very good for your hands, which is why I do the YouTube and I do the short form content in hopes that in time I can start to earn a bit more money from that, and that be like my biggest portion of my income in this business. Making money from this sort of content doesn't just come overnight, it's something that you have to build. And at the moment I have really stretched myself quite thin doing all the events and trying to maintain my stock in 4 different shops, and I just have to remind myself to stop being so hard on myself for that. I am now thinking that if I don't have enough of this, that I might just do a light blue one instead. By the way, if you hear my children, they are with their dad. Well, my daughter's playing in a room, but my son's downstairs, he is with his dad. I don't just leave them on their own. I'd mention that because I'm sure that in some of my videos you can sometimes hear the children in the background, but they're usually just playing with their dad. That is why sometimes you can hear children in the background. They're not left on their own, they're just with dad. So yeah, instead of rambling, I'm just gonna get on. I do really need to get my butt moving and get myself into gear, because I've got barely any stock, as I've already said, and I really need to work on building that up. So I have just looked on the Wool Warehouse website and they do have more of this. They have quite a few skeins of this left in this dye lot, so I could start it, but the thing is that if this isn't enough to complete it, it's really going to annoy me, and obviously I'm trying to make sure that I've got finished products for my market next week, and I don't currently need anything else from Wool Warehouse. Basically they do free shipping over £30, so unless I'm going to spend £30 I don't really want to make an order. So I think I'm just gonna make the elephant in the light blue colour that I've got instead, and just do one a little bit different to what I usually do, because I've always done elephants in grey. Then at least I've got a finished product come out of it. busy over the last week, so everything that you've seen in this video. Obviously you would have seen that I got some more yarn as well. I restocked on pink, blue, this shade of pink as well, and I think a few of the peaches. So basically axolotl colours, because I've been selling loads of axolotls recently. But I also finished the elephant that I started a couple of days ago now. I think I started it on Sunday. I finished it yesterday on Tuesday, and I'm very, very happy with it. It just, oh, it's so cuddly. I'm going to take this to the next 2 markets with me, and then I will be taking this to Huddersfield, because in Huddersfield I did have a jumbo giraffe. It's another pattern by Crochet Grove, and they're like the same sort of style. So in Huddersfield I had a jumbo giraffe and that sold, so I really want something to take its place, and I think this would be perfect. So I'm excited for that to be there, but I will be taking this to at least the next market and probably the market after that as well, because it's just the week after. But yeah, that'll be on my table this weekend. I have been getting quite a few bits done as well. I would have shown you that I did my duckies. I also did a bunch of axolotls. I think I've got 5 pink and 3 purple. I also showed you the ducky that I did. I might make another one of these this week, but I'm not 100% sure. I know I definitely want to make a Freddy bear, so I might see if I have time to make another one of these, because these only take me 58 minutes, I think I timed, because I timed myself for a short form content video, and I made some blue axolotls. For my market, I really want to work on some octopus because I don't have many at all. I think I've only got 5. I also want to work on some tanker turtles, specifically mint and pink tanker turtles, because I don't think I've got any of those. I've only got blue and purple at the moment. So yeah, I just need some pink and mint tanker turtles as well.
Didn't want to disturb you.
Apart from that, I think I'll just work on some bigger items to enhance my display a little bit. As long as I've got enough of the smaller items that I can fill the table and then just have a few under the table for as things sell, then that's fine. And I just want to make sure that I can fill it up with some of the bigger items. Even though I don't ever expect to sell the bigger items, they're there for show, and they're the things that really bring people over as well. So at the Ashfield show I sold a ducky, which I've already made one of. I sold the jumbo elephant that I had, the 4-legged one, but that's why I just wanted a different jumbo item. I sold a Freddy bear, so I want to make another Freddy bear. I sold an Eddie Teddy. I don't think I'll have enough time to make another one of those because I want to revise the pattern on that, and I just don't have the time to sort that out. So I think I'll leave the Eddie. And then I also sold a T-Rex, but it was a blue one, and I had 2 blue ones, so I don't need to worry. And I sold a Tiana the turtle, which is the slightly bigger turtles. So if I have time, I'll make one of those as well. So one of the turtles, a Freddy bear. That's really it for the bigger items. If I could, I'd make more, but I just don't think I've got the time. But I feel like I've got quite a lot of content actually for this video. Like, I've not felt like that really before, because I forget the content that I make and then it ends up being really, really long. But I think I've got quite a bit of content for this video that's me talking, so sorry if I've been rambling loads, but this is where I'm going to leave the video here today. Thank you so much for watching. Please do give it a like if you like this video, if you like this type of content. I make these studio vlogs all the time now. It's mostly studio vlogs that I do on my channel at the moment, but do leave a comment below if you have any video suggestions of what else you want to see from me in the future, what sort of things you want to see in my studio vlogs. Is there anything in particular that you want to see? And just let me know what you thought about the video. So make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss future uploads as well. So thank you, bye.